All right, before we go further, I want to explain you that how these big companies are actually using SEO as a very big strategy to drive traffic to our website and eventually how they are making a lot of revenue out of it. The simple comparison will help you that what percentage of the total traffic is being driven with paid marketing, which is also called performance marketing, and how these companies are leveraging all the SEO tactics to increase the percentage of the organic traffic driven to their website, and then actually doing only performance marketing for certain amount of keyword to reduce the overall expenses on marketing. Let us go one by one. The very first one we have here is Amazon. Amazon is the biggest and mega e-commerce company. It has a lot of products, millions and millions of products, and they utilize SEO in the best way possible. And if you search for Amazon in your browser, what you'll find very first thing is likely the sponsored ads. Sponsored because Amazon is also paying to get traffic on its brand name. That means that why they're doing that? So that they can gain more and more screen visibility, and for that reason they will get more and more traffic for their website, and for that reason they will be getting more and more sales, which eventually converts to revenue and profit. Let's go in. So what we see here is a dashboard of a tool named SEMrush, and it basically gives you the information about the website. And now let us try to understand the most important part of the whole dashboard, which is basically the traffic. Let us understand here. This is something called organic traffic, and this chart represents that since 2012, this is how the organic traffic has grown over a period of time. And after a certain amount of time, that means that after the pandemic, the traffic has gone down because people were spending more time doing things outside. Also, we need to look at the chart which is in the orange color. What you will feel here is, and what you will find here is these orange color dots actually presents the paid marketing effort which Amazon has taken on Google search. That means that this is the amount of traffic they have driven by paying money to Google. And organic traffic is the traffic which is not done with paid marketing. That means that Amazon has not paid any money to Google for driving it. And since the beginning of this, since the beginning of the data recorded here, you will see that never ever in the history the paid marketing expenses has been higher, because they have always focused to drive more and more traffic for their e-commerce. Now, what happened before 2012? Well, this tool doesn't have that data, but often when you start an e-commerce website, initially you may need to do paid marketing if you have a budget. If you don't have, then of course you have to put efforts around SEO and make it happen. A lot of dropshipping companies and all these gurus who come in the picture, what they teach you is creating a store on Shopify, and then they ask you to create a Facebook account, and then they go ahead and run Instagram and Facebook ads. The problem with this is this business often is not sustainable because of its marketing resources. Although ROAS, which is also known as return on advertising spent, increases till 20x, sometimes till 40x, but what eventually happens that something happens with the Instagram algorithm or Facebook algorithm, and eventually one time they lose the money, and once they lose, what happens that most of their marketing budget actually gets lost, and this is where the wrong happens, and it brings instability in the business. So what do we learn from this chart? Well, we learn from this chart that in long term, we should always think of SEO and organic methodologies to implement them, and we shouldn't just think about them, but rather have a plan, have an action plan, allocate resources. If not internal team, if you can't afford the internal team, you should outsource it to external agency or external freelancers, or get it done from any remote worker where employment costs lesser, right? So it's very, very important to have this strategy, because if you don't, then the problem will be that someday the Instagram algorithm will hit and your business may be affected. Let us take another example. This time, let us take the Shopify e-commerce platform itself. So once you search for a keyword, something like start an e-commerce business, you will find that there are tools in the market which are promoting themselves. On the number one, you have Builder AI, and then you have Shopify. Below that, you have Shopify organic result, which is good that they are ranking for that. But despite that ranking, they're on number one position. They don't want to lose the position of advertising, because the general principle of search engine result page is the more space you have, the more clicks you will likely get. And it often happens. It happens in 99% of the cases. So all these companies never want to lose that opportunity of having extra click. Of course, these companies have to pay to be here on the second position, but that is giving them more space to get more clicks, which will eventually convert into business. So I hope that you're understanding that. Let us take the third one. Third one is basically from housing industry, where you can rent houses, and the keyword here is rent house for vacation. You might have guessed it's Airbnb. Airbnb is doing performance marketing here. That means that they are running search ads as performance marketing, and what you will find that all these ads are filled, right? So Google gives you very less option, at least on the very first view of the screen for any commercial related items. They fill it with ads. That means that you eventually have to have money to run these. But if you want to look at it in long term, then what you will see is if you want to go here and grow here organically, then you need to improve your search presence, and you also need to improve your website presence. So the very first website which you see here is Airbnb, and that's interesting because this company has kept a lot of effort in ranking there. That means that the first position here, but they also are spending money on ranking here so that they can get most of the clicks. And most of the clicks are often done in the very first view of the web page, because you and I understand ads, but a lot of customers do not understand that these are sponsored ads, and they end up clicking there, right? So the goal here is that you should be focusing on organic marketing. You should be focusing on how you can reduce the overall expenses on the marketing, and the goal should be that how you can increase the profitability for your business. And this will happen if you can think optimally about marketing and all the resources which consumes money. And me and I, Rana Jayant, will be helping you in understanding the marketing side of it and how you will be able to reduce this. I hope this analysis was helpful for you, and this billion-dollar worth companies, how they are saving money to save money in long term, and how they are reducing their marketing expenses so that they can make more profit. I hope it was interesting for you. Let us see you in the next video. Bye-bye.